It's Nolan.
Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Black horse, call me Django. My mind still shining when the chain on. I ain't really stressing for the fame, no. Making real music for the bankroll. Black horse, call me Django. My mind still shining when the chain on. I ain't really stressing for the fame, no. Making real music for the bankroll. 1 in a million, that's the chances of making it. But I'm happily taking it to the casket engraved as I dream. Been through the rain, but it's no evaporating my scheme. Been contemplating doing dirt so I can make it out clean. My life story ain't unique at all. You from my block, you either trying to smoke some weed or ball. Likely it's both, cause the scholarship ain't enticing. When your mama need help cooking chickens, ain't talking Tyson, cause your father ain't there. We put our fears to the side, hop in vehicles and ride. You ain't gotta have an ego to get killed over pride, dog. You see the movies, must have thought it was fiction. Well, in that case, you see the news, it ain't hardly much different. Do you believe in predetermination? Can you imagine pest control without extermination? I gotta ask, cause when you living with the roaches and rats, it's hard to find peace, and that ain't just for growing up black. Check the economy. Black horse, call me Django. My mind still shining when the chain on. I ain't really stressing for the fame, no. Making real music for the bankroll. Black horse, call me Django. My mind still shining when the chain on. I ain't really stressing for the fame, no. Making real music for the bankroll.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. If you enjoyed that intro, that song is called Django from my album Rise of Atlantis, which has been out for quite a few years now. It's actually not a new song at all. It's been out for years, but it's new to y'all because you probably ain't never heard it. So if you like that, go check out Rise of Atlantis, okay? Now, in this particular video, we're going to be getting into Drake and Wack100 allegedly going back and forth. And I say allegedly because, of course, anytime we have people speaking on behalf of Drake, like a DJ That Don't Spin or an Adam 22 or people of that nature, they're not the most trustworthy people in the world. They come to the internet and say they've got word from Drake or they spoke to Drake, which their fans may take them at face value and say they had that conversation. But for me, I don't know. It's not verified. There's no audio and or video of the conversation happening. So I'm not going to say it's 100% true, just as I would for anybody else, including his arch nemesis at this point, Kendrick Lamar. Okay? But there is an alleged back and forth that's going on between Drake and Wack100. And this all centers around Drake's neighborhood flunky top 5, the so-called shooter, the so-called muscle, the so-called, street runt, right? So if y'all can remember, it was a couple months ago, Wack100 went on Adam 22's podcast and said that he had a flash drive consisting of damning information about top 5 that would ultimately, impact Drake in a negative way. Now, Drake was not involved. However, y'all know, as soon as top 5 got out of jail, first thing he did was thank Drake. Next thing you know, he went on the DJ That Don't Spin's channel. He went on Aiden Ross' channel, shouting out Drake. Drake was in the comments. So all of the incriminating statements that he's been making ever since he got out, he's been including Drake. There's been plenty of controversy with him regarding Drake. Him saying that he wanted to physically harm Kendrick Lamar on behalf of Drake, right? There was even an alleged incident that happened between himself and Hitter J3 in which Wack100 was on the line, supposedly, regarding Drake, right? So all of this keeps his name in that circulation of the criminal element and this top 5 guy who was locked up for not even attempted, but he was locked up for murder. He ended up getting off for technicality because the courts out in Canada said that they didn't want to use social media admissions and evidence from social media, music videos and things of that nature in his case. So he got off on a technicality. Plus they didn't have any actual concrete evidence other than the fact that, people knew it was him. But this is the type of person that Drake is associating with and continuing to keep around him, and even having that controversy about the money of a content creator who allegedly gave Top 5 money to give to Drake for steak and all of this type of stuff, right? So I guess stemming from that incident with Hitter J3, Top 5 was out here making threats on people's lives, including Kendrick Lamar. Wack100 has it on a drive and some other statements of him wanting to make threats on people's lives. And he said, Drake, you need to get from around this dude. He gonna get you jammed up in a situation. Well, Adam22 has come on the internet. I don't know why it took him so long, but he's claiming that he recently had a conversation with Drake. And Drake basically said something to the effect of, well, what did you plan on doing with that? As a so-called street dude, are you going to take that to the police and snitch? Or are you just trying to put this out to the internet to make this look bad for me? What is your intention? What is it that you want to do with that? And what are your plans as far as next steps, right? Wack100 didn't take too kindly to that questionnaire or set of questions. Seems like Wack100 really just been waiting on a proper situation to pop off on Drake. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Game has continued to remain loyal to Drake. We know Wack100 manages Game, but we also know Game does not speak on behalf of Wack100, and he certainly can't control him. And vice versa, Wack100 can't control Game when he's on a tangent either. So, clusterfuck, right? But now we've got this war of words where Wack100 is following up with another set of threats saying that he has more information directly on Drake if he wants to take it to that level. And he alludes to some, what did he say, Straight Stunting magazine models. I thought Straight Stunting was an old magazine. So, Drake been in the industry for a while now, but good God. That have information about him. I don't know if that would consist of children. I don't know if that consists of possible abort missions. I don't know if that could possibly consist of possible sexual infractions. I don't know, but it would have to be something severe for Wack100 to be threatening it and hanging it over Drake's head. Now that I've said everything, let's get into the actual words they got.
My boy Mellow Yellow is trying to question the gangsterism of Wack100.
As long as you're going to put it out there, I'll decode it. I was tapped in with, had a nice conversation with the man himself, Drake. And he brought up a conversational point that was raised on this podcast that realistically didn't really get a resolution, or we didn't get answers. The thing he was bringing up was the fact that at one point, Wack was holding a USB and basically saying that he had career-ending info about Drake. And so Drake did his due diligence, found out what it supposedly was. He doesn't seem worried at all about it.
Yeah.
But the accusation was that basically Wack had evidence of Drake ordering in a hat.
Trying to get a hat or two of them.
He was on the Lids online store trying to get a hat.
Yeah.
And Drake's question for me was just basically like, what was the plan there? What does a street dude do? Even if Wack did have that.
His exact words was, what was he going to turn it over? Because what else can you do as a street dude with that type of evidence on me? Where is that going to end my career? Anywhere but.
I think it's a fair question
with
to ask.
The people. Like, what were you going to do with that? What was your next step with that evidence, my boy? Because
My boy.
My
boy.
If you know, you know.
Subscribe to my channel.
Would you also say, based on the conversation you heard, that it seems like Drake is in a perfectly fine state of mind? I think I'm capable of judging when somebody is depressed, upset, pissed off, hating life, etc.
Cool.
Every single ounce of what I was getting from him, was he's fine.
Yeah.
I think after seeing that video Lotto made of twerking to one of the new songs of that him and Party dropped, he's in an all right position.
And they found his flip flop. He probably was looking for that.
Now, I don't know what it is with these guys trying to come out here and speak on behalf of Drake in terms of like how well he's doing, how much he's enjoying life, how good he's feeling. This is not the first time we've heard that. Remember when Lil Yachty said, "Oh, he doesn't seem pressed at all. He's well over the beef. He's not thinking about none of this." Next thing you know, we got a petition, we got a lawsuit, we got all types of shit. This nigga on his Plot Twist account every fucking day posted some shit still harboring over the beef. That nigga was just on stage during his whole tour still talking about the beef. Still, you know what I'm saying? Leaning into it. Put out a whole new album, an R&B album no less, still talking about some rap beef and all this bullshit. Now, I'm not the person to say that Drake should not rap about what he's gone through in 2024, 25. I'm not saying he can't speak to what he's encountered. As a rapper, you speak on what goes on in your life. But at the same time, when you say that you are unbothered, when you say that you're not thinking about it, you've moved on, you're trying to see better things. You got so many people coming out here also trying to convince the public that you've moved on, but yet how could you possibly move on when you're actively going through litigation with your label talking about this man every day? I mean, every day. Some people say, "Oh, Kendrick's dragging it. He did a performance at the Super Bowl with Drake diss records. Oh, he strangled a goat on the album. He's still talking about it on the album." Well, what about the nigga that's literally filing paperwork with this man's names, his songs' names? What about that person dragging it? Literally trying to open up an investigation of payola and civil fraud against the person that whooped their ass lyrically. That person's not dragging it. So let's just be honest about what we're seeing there, right? But as y'all heard, Drake is feeling like, "Hey, yo, Wack, what are you trying to do? What are your intentions here? You trying to turn me into the people? What is it that you really think you have?" But again, I find it strange that he's communicating with one Adam 22. Just because we know Adam 22's place here. He's not of the culture. I wouldn't even say he's in the culture necessarily. It seems that he's trying to ingratiate himself further into gang culture rather than hip-hop culture with the people he surrounds himself with, the subject matter of his content as of late. He's more a part of gang culture by proxy and pornography culture rather than rap. You know what I'm saying? But we do know he has a podcast that young niggas and street niggas seem to enjoy. Pseudo street niggas, let me be clear. And he's had a conversation with him. Same with the DJ that don't spin. It just seems like he has a penchant for aligning himself with degenerates. You know, some people say he's on a MAGA trajectory in hip hop. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, with the way he's going, especially being paperwork poppy. But here is Wack100's response, and let's be clear, I don't rock with Wack either. I'm not on either side of this situation. I think both parties are somewhat justified to feel how they feel as it pertains to this so-called floppy disk, flash drive, or whatever. But let's get into what Wack said, because he ended up calling into the DJ That Don't Spin's channel. Don't worry, I'm not showing his face. And he had some select words for Drake and basically says, "Hey, if you want to make an enemy out of me, please believe there's plenty of things that I could stand out of the way of that could come down the pipeline." He says there's at least 2 to 3 situations that he's been holding back. Now, will we ever come to see what that is? I don't think so. But here's what Wack had to say in response.
I've been stopping it. Is that what he said he wanted me to do? I'll get out the way.
Wait, hold on, no, Wack.
They don't give a fuck.
So I think people are looking at this because we've heard this.
Bro, I'm not entertaining this shit because of crackhead. If Drake said that about me, fuck him and his mama.
No. Hold on.
Oh, no, because I clicked it off. Like, look, bro. Look, dude ain't nobody to me but a motherfucking entertainer. Blood is touchable too, Paul Root. So if he said that, because you know all I said
Hey, by the way, hold on. I want to put
all I said was he need to get away from that dude.
I want to put it in the air. You know me, I talk to Drake a lot of times, and your name has came up And the only time he was just like, he said the cease and desist, he's like, nah, Wack ain't got that right. But he ain't never say Wack's a bitch. He ain't never say Wack, whatever.
Cease and desist?
Remember it was that Drake had sent some cease and desist to somebody. I forgot.
Who? Now, if Drake is reducing himself to them type of people, then I guess Kendrick has fucked him up.
No. Drake.
Ordinarily, Drake don't reduce himself to them type of people.
Hey.
Until a nigga produced me saying, I got something on Drake, I don't want to hear about it. And you would have that clip, and you know it. You know what I said.
Hey, listen.
I said he need to get away from dude, but dude have him in some shit, is what I said.
Okay, and again, I've talked to Drake about a lot of things, and your name has came up.
Drake ain't nobody to me like that, bro.
Wait, Wack. Drake,
I'm just letting you know, bro. He ain't nobody to me like that, bro.
But Drake ain't never
I'm not finna kiss no much, bro. Dude is an artist, bro.
Hold on, I know,
if
but
you
hold on.
Play with me, then I can start playing.
Yeah,
niggas is calling me to
play.
If he want me as an enemy, cool. I can start because there's been a lot of instances where shit didn't came my way, homie.
No.
A lot of straight stunting models, nigga. Don't play with me, nigga.
Hold on, this is not.
Don't fucking play with me, bro. I start a fire around this motherfucker.
Wack. Listen.
Hey, well,
as my brother.
Bro.
As my brother.
Okay, well, I'm telling you.
Hold on, as my brother. I know.
Okay, well, all that he said. So he said, because if he said that, it's on. There's 2-3 situations I've been stopping. I can get out the way. Dead homies.
Nah.
Out of strength that I have respect for the nigga. So if he accusing me of something I ain't said, just tell me. And then I get out the way. If dude on that page let me know, I'll fight back. I ain't tripping.
No.
Again, I don't speak for... Trust me.
I don't speak for Drake.
Dirty ball.
I don't speak for Drake.
I'm going to play dirty ball.
I don't
Shout
speak
out
for
to
Drake.
the Straight Stud magazine models. That's a fact.
I don't speak for Drake, but I don't think Drake.
Nigga, don't come playing with me, bro. I ain't got no motherfucking submission or no motherfucking leniency, nigga, for no motherfucking rapper, no motherfucking R&B or none of that type of shit, my nigga. Them niggas is men, nigga. Them niggas is men with opportunity, my nigga. Them niggas ain't no motherfucking God. And even God couldn't stop his son from getting nailed to the cross. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I ain't a fan of none of that shit. I'm just in the business of it.
So that's Wack100 with a response to Drake, to Adam 22, and everybody that's basically sharing this information or speaking about it on the internet. I will say that was heavily condensed down because I wanted to have a minimum amount of interaction from the DJ that don't spin as far as his voice is concerned, but they were having a back and forth conversation. So he had to be in there a little bit, but I really wanted to just focus on the things that Wack100 had to say in response to Drake, because he was saying a lot of nonsense. And basically he's trying to, the DJ that don't spin is trying to calm the situation down. He doesn't want Wack to jump out the window. He doesn't want them going at each other for whatever reason. But I'm just like, man, we're not here for this nigga. He just happened to be the one that had the conversation, but I just wanted his audio. So it's really like 20 plus minutes of this shit. But I condensed it down to 3 minutes of the main warnings and threats that he had for Drake. I'm still baffled by this Straight Stunting magazine shit. When the fuck was that out? Now, I know one of the women that was a part of that movement was Johnny Blaze. And we've spoken about Johnny Blaze a little bit on the channel. Not much, but, you know, there was that situation where she had accused Drake of some things. She said that she was pregnant with his child and he, you know, had her abort the mission and other things. I think at one point she had even had some even stronger allegations against him that she retracted or something like that. And they got back cool. They text messages and audio of them leaked just last year. But hey, if he got with one of them, he probably got with a bunch of them, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Because he was going after the video vixens at one point. Straight Stunting magazine, that's kind of in the same field. Y'all know Drake's type. At least when it comes to black women, when he spends time with them, it's typically the vixen girls. Not to say that he wants to wife them or anything. Seems not to. But Nonetheless, that's what we've got from Wack, okay? Now, where things go from here, I don't know. I would hope that this thing dies down. Wack100, he's like the most inactive street guy. Not that I want him active in the street. I'm sure he's over 50 years old, damn near pushing 60. But he always seems to be in some shit, and it's never positive. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why he enjoys being in the midst of drama so much. Perhaps maybe that's his lifeblood. Maybe he on some vampire shit. Like he got to sink his teeth into some beef just to stay alive or whatever. But from the earliest time that I even can recall hearing this man's name, it was always some salacious celebrity hoopla. And I just don't understand it. But best wishes to all involved as it pertains to this situation. I do agree with Wack100 in the fact that Drake does need to dissociate himself from top 5. He is going to get him in some shit. It's only a matter of time. It doesn't seem that he's interested in having a serious rap career. We ain't heard shit from that boy. Drake still won't get this nigga a feature despite being associated with him for damn near close to 10 years at this point. I don't know what the fuck else to say about these kids, man. But for any other kids that are tuned in, please stay in school, do something productive with your life. And when you find yourself doing something productive with your life, hang out with other motherfuckers that's doing things that are productive in their lives as well, so that you don't have a bunch of fucking hanger-ons trying to eat off of your movement, your motion, your livelihood just to stick around, because they gonna get you in a bad situation. Learn from these cracked out motherfuckers. And when I say cracked out, I'm not talking about the drug. I'm just saying these niggas burnt out, man. Be sure to let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider, and I will catch y'all on the next one, all right? Much love and respect. Y'all be good out there now. Peace.
King of my city in cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some batteries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.